So fourth session of the day, practicing under the title of Clear Mind, Soft Heart and Solid Body. And last winter retreat on December, January, we have a week-long winter retreat after Christmas. And I gave teachings for 6 days on Semdzins. So Semdzins are these short practices, different kinds of visualizations, mantras, that when you use them, it reveals the natural state. And all of you already, and everybody can learn pet syllable, pet Semdzin from the Open Heart Yoga introduction. So Semdzin, now that I remember, I usually when I speak of some Tibetan words, I forget half of the meaning. But now I remember what it literally means. So Sem refers to Semnyid, which is nature of mind, reality mind. And then Zin means to hold. So holding the nature of mind means recognition of nature of mind through using these simple techniques. So you already know pet syllable, and what is often the case is that, especially in group setting, when there's people who you don't know yet well, one can be kind of shy about it and not shout it, not yell it properly. So I was thinking that for this session we will do some shouting of pets together, and then I will give you another Semdzin. There's a set of 13 Semdzins that I received from Guru Rinpoche at some point last year, and this set of Semdzins I taught on the last winter retreat, and one of them is pet and another one is ah, simple long ah syllable. So let's practice those for the next about 50 minutes. Building the body. Knowing relaxation, knowing the melting in soft tissues of the body. So not thinking about going to some special state of mind or state, meditative state. Senses open, sounds are naturally heard, and there's automatically knowing of hearing of sounds. Of course, we know that we hear sounds. Same thing with things that are seen. We know that we see things. There is knowing of seeing, completely effortless knowing. And then whatever tactile sensations we have, there is knowing of that. There's knowing of thoughts, knowing of things that appear in the mind, and so on. Always this basic knowingness. So somebody was saying earlier today that I'm not sure what that aliveness means. Let's take a moment for that. So simply feel your body. You know, the breathing movement goes in and out. You can know that, be aware of that for a moment. And that breathing is an indication of us, our body being alive instead of being dead. You know, a dead body doesn't breathe. A dead body becomes hard and is cold. There's no warmth in dead body. But our body, since we are still alive, there is this flowing of breathing. And warmth in the body. That's the aliveness. Aliveness of the physical body. Very easy to understand, right? Also the subtle body, energy body, mind. In our mind, things come and go. Thoughts, emotions, and so on. So, I've been talking about Vipassana, removing the self-charge from different mind phenomena by being together with whatever arises. So that kind of aliveness in our subtle body. In our energetic body. That we have thoughts and ideas, creativity. That's the aliveness also. So if we get back to that knowingness, cognizant quality of our mind. How does that relate to the aliveness of your body and aliveness of your mind? Is there distance between those two? Or are they sides of the same coin? Like different perspective to the same thing. Check it in your own experience. Knowingness, cognizance is alive, and aliveness is cognizant, knows. In other words, in common terms, you might say that life is intelligent. Life is intelligent. When we go sit outside, simply sit there without doing anything. Now we are not in an urban environment, so there's a lot of birds, trees, plants, nature around. So when you're sitting outside, you can compare the aliveness of your own body-mind with the aliveness of the surrounding nature. And see if that aliveness is the same or different. So, when we talk about this knowing quality of mind, it is something very basic. You know, we are used to thinking, solving puzzles, solving problems with our logical and rational faculties. You know, learning things with the mind. Accumulating information about things, and that is very useful, but that is still all these functions of the mind come after knowing. So knowing, this basic knowingness, it precedes all these functions of the mind. It is really simple. Like when you hear that sound, there is knowing of hearing that sound. And nothing else. It's really simple. So when we listen to that sound, you might start to think something about the sound, analyzing the sound through thoughts. So then you're already using the functioning of the mind regarding that sense perception. But also this knowing quality precedes that analytical thinking, comes before it. So if we don't think, don't analyze, simply hear, that's it. I mentioned distance and the dualism created by distance, separation. It feels like when you, whether it's through hearing, seeing, touching, thinking, when that knowing is there, selfless knowing, it's sort of like the distance disappears. And there is intimacy. With what you connect with. And the third aspect, of course, is solidity, groundedness. Solid body. So, as I mentioned earlier, with practice automatically, with Ati Yoga practice, we become embodied more. And at the same time, I was talking about 3-dimensionality and 0-dimensionality. So curiously, this knowing, aliveness, is not something that rests on something, on a ground, like we have in physical ground. So it's groundless. Yet very stable, because it is not a thing and there is no me. There is no thing called me in it, like the feeling, the sensation of me, entityness. None of that. Then, how can you, if it's not a thing, you can't tip it over. If it is something that you can take a hold on, then you can become opposed to it and tip it over, push it over. But since there is nothing, it is said that it's grounded, stable. Maybe I'll get back to that aliveness a little bit more. See if that aliveness has joy in it. Is it joyful? Joyful, playful. Is there positivity to it? That's a healer right there. Realizing that the aliveness of our body, the aliveness of our being is positive. Okay, so we've gone over these basic already several times by now during this weekend. So now let's get to Semdzins. First, pet. Let's do a series of 5 pets together. So when you shout, like punch it, like so that there's sharp focus with it. Pet! like that. So you're using your, muscles, muscle contraction. Oh, using the shouting it from here. You can relax the throat and just let the voice come out. Let's do it 5 times. Let's do a few series, and the first series of 5 repetitions. Okay, let's begin. And now relax. And let's do another. Wait a second, there's a window open here. Let's do second series of 5. Immediately after shouting, not doing anything else except wave of relaxation through the physical body. And third series of 5. How about clarity, softness, and solidity now? notice any difference in the way you hear the sound now? What is an indication that recognition is correct is that when recognition happens, first of all, it happens by itself. Like I said earlier, when you use the sword, use the sword to cut the sword of pet, to cut the samsaric mind in half, there's no other option than the reality to appear. And that you can be sure, what is an indication that the recognition is correct, is that you feel like purified, like completely refreshed internally. Sort of like if you do a heavy workout and you're sweaty, or do a day of work and you're sweating all day long, and then when you take a sauna or hot bath or a long good shower, when you scrub yourself with soap, you feel pure, clean after that. That same cleanness, except it's in the mind. Okay? That freshness, like a sense of being purified, washed, cleaned, is an indication of correct recognition. And then, as I said earlier, when it gets clouded, cluttered again, sooner or later you cut through it again. And this is the practice. This is why we need practice, because it keeps coming, so you keep doing it, keep repeating it. But it's such a fulfilling to recognize the reality of our being. That there's nothing like it. There's nothing else that can fill us internally like the recognition of our true being, true self. The real me, the real you, the real everyone. That's the thing about it. let's continue to A, Semdzin. Chanting of A syllable like this. Different type of concentration, same result. Let's sing A together again. 3 long A's. Inhale. And again, 3 times. Inhale. Open your eyes. Then join hands. And then stretch. Let's take a 10-minute break.
I think that we could put the sauna on. So